Hello, everybody. I have good news and bad news. Good news is that today's going to be a $50 game. We raised it up 25 bucks, so um, hoping to, get some better fights, get some better. I have so much sound going on. I'm so sorry. Okay. So $50 game today, which is going to be super exciting, and then we also have a $50 game Saturday, which is also going to be super exciting. And then next Saturday, so not this Saturday, we will have a $100 NA tournament game. So a total of $200 of games for 3 games, and hoping to throw out some good prizes to everybody. But the bad news is that we're pulling from the B team today, which is me, Power Stroke. Redbeard couldn't make it, so I'm going to be casting both today and tomorrow's games. So I apologize. I know we all love Kev; he's the best, but we all get busy from time to time. So B team it is. Um, we're just gonna do. I think we're doing 2.06 today. Just because I know there's some hacked versions going around currently, I think. Not exactly sure. I don't want to be spouting off bullshit, but I do think I've heard that recently. So we are going to do an oldie but goodie just in case, which is just going to be 2.06, which I believe just is the one right before we did capitals. Uh, so we're going to get that game up pretty soon. Trusty's going to be our benevolent host for the evening. We love Trusty. I think he hosts the majority of these ones. Um, and there we go. Awesome. So, yep, we have the lobby currently up. We're just getting kind of ready. Got some good people signed up on the board. Looking to get this going. Starting in about 15-ish minutes. Again, this is going to be a $50 game tomorrow as well. So both Friday and Saturday, $50 games. And then next Saturday, so not this one, $100 US tournament games. So super excited. 200. Well, I guess with the normal Friday turning next week will also be $25. So I guess $225 for the next 2 weeks for Risk alone. That is separate from the Direct Strike tournament game, actually, but I don't know if we're doing one next week. I get the Direct Strike confused. But again, just to reiterate, this game, $50 for the winner. Saturday, tomorrow, $50 for the winner. And then next Saturday, 100. I'll probably say that 50 more times, annoyingly so, just to make sure everyone knows. But we'll try to make sure that everybody knows the stakes. Yep. So far, a few pumpers in the lobby. I don't know if Trusty's gonna start the game, or I'm sorry, if he's gonna play the game. But Stacks, Mono, Harakiri currently in the lobby, ready to go. All EUs besides myself. Super excited. I think, yeah, right now I think Stacks has won maybe a tournament game. Mono's definitely won one, and Harakiri has won a significant amount. Oh, and Fire. I haven't seen Fire in a while. I'm actually hyped. Um, I am excited. Yep, $50 for this one. And yeah, I haven't seen Fire in like a few weeks to say the least. So super excited to see how she plays. I think she always gets. She's like Bambucha. Like both her and Bambucha usually do super well at the start, and then something just happens where bad things happen, and they're fighting 5 people, and it's not even their fault. So super unfortunate luck for both Fire and Bambucha. But I actually need to review Harakiri's games more often because I always feel as if he consistently gets huge in tournament games, which I feel like is a skill in itself. Every time I play a tournament game, it's like a 50-50. I really do feel like tournament games are spawn based, like if whether your spawns are great or if you're, just people around you are great. It's hard to really dictate a tourney game. It's just a lot of chaoticness that happens real quick. And Harakiri seems to always be pushing through that chaos. So super excited, and I probably need to review his gameplay because he, like I said, consistently hits those large top income numbers. We got notes in the game. Great NA player. So far, I believe the only NA player that's currently in this lobby. White Death, Arcus Khan, two names that I think are. I think I recognize both of them. Jack saying we split. If either of us win, we split the other money. So we don't really do that. But Fire says you can take in all of those. uh, looking for nine. TY for your kind donation. So I'm just reading the in-game chat. 9 out of 24 in the lobby so far. Gearing up to be a pumper game. You know what? Maybe I will just switch it to the game early because I often mess this up. So hopefully we'll see a quick switch. And then, oops, trying to maneuver around here. Yeah, I always seem to mess this one up. So I'm going to try to make sure that we have gameplay always going. For those just tuning in, this is going to be a $50 tournament game, both today and tomorrow, both $50 games. So this weekend, $100 worth of prizes. So it's anybody's fair money. And then next Saturday, $100 for that game. So like I said, I'm going to keep verbally just throwing that out there every now and again. Yeah, super excited. It's going to be starting up here about 10-ish minutes. Lobby's filling up. 10 out of 24. Chaos in the lobby, always somebody who makes the game. Well, I mean, his name says what he does. He is a chaotic player. I can never get a hold on Chaos's gameplay. I think Chaos is the best representation of the type of player he is. No shade to Chaos. I don't mind you playing like that. It's just I just never know how to deal with you in a lobby sometimes. I've seen you like be really huge, get by a person, and then you kind of like do your little nomad-y thing, and then sometimes you just storm cities and pillage the European landscape. So it's always hard to tell for me. Again, we got Stacks, Mono, Harakiri, Fire, Chaos, Notes, Arcus Khan, White Death, Slayer 777, and Zayt. I think this is Zayt's first tournament game that I've seen personally. I don't think I've seen him in tournament games, but he's been more active in the Discord. Faker's in the chat. Love to see Faker, and a impressive player to say the least. And super hyped actually, because yeah, Faker, also known as Mystique, and one other that I don't remember, but great player. Super happy. I mean, yeah, we got pumpers. We have Harakiri, man, Faker, Fire, Chaos, Notes, Mono, Stacks. Hopefully Trusty plays. I love Trusty. He also does really well, honestly. I see him in games, and I think Trusty's a player that's still kind of slept on, unfortunately. I don't think like too much of a degree he slept on, but I mean he's won the S tier tournament. He's won a large amount of just regular tournaments. So super. I mean, I hope he plays. He always makes the game a little bit better and more interesting. $50 tournament game today, and $50 tournament game tomorrow. 14 out of 24 players currently. Global's in the game. I don't remember. Someone is going to have to remind me if Globals did bad things. I don't think he did, but something reminds me that he did. Oh, sorry, Fire is talking to me, and I should probably be paying attention. Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. So many people, so many new faces. Actually, a few new faces, not too many. And if somebody could DM me for globals, because I think he's like on the white list, on the good list, or whatever the fuck it's called. Like he's okay to play, but I don't know if he's ever been like put in the red. But I do kind of remember that he did something. So if you remember this, please let me know. 17 out of 24 should be starting pretty soon here. $50 tournament today. It does say 25 in the Friday Risk FFA, but do do ignore that because it is a $50 game today. So I'm just gonna let everybody know. Global saying a tournament game with Chaos and Super Murloc. I haven't seen Super Murloc play too often recently, although admittedly I have not done too many pub lobbies recently. So great player. Uh, but I don't have a lot of experience with his gameplay. The people I know probably the most in here are Mono Stacks, Harakiri, Chaos, Fire, Trusty. I think I said notes. Baker and Globals are the ones that I see the most. And again, all great players, still great players filling up here. But we're looking for a stacked lobby. 19 out of 24. We're gonna go probably right in the 4 to 6 minute mark. Eiler asking what overtime setting we're going for. I usually like the 60-minute overtime. That's my preference. Trusty saying I'm scared. Hopefully that means he's playing, because you know that I feel like that would. But we don't know for sure. And I hope I hope I see him out there. I love Trusty. Trusty's the fucking best. Oh, so hold on. We might have more, but I need to confirm really quick. So we might have some bonus prizes at the moment, but I don't want to reveal it yet. But this is looking to be. Oh, did I miss that? How the hell did I miss things happening in the YouTube? Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, so I've learned there's another $100 on the table today. We have $50 for whoever wins. We have Fire setting out a bounty for $50. Whoever, oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I see it now. So maybe I was just a little bit behind. I didn't get any notifications, but thank you so much there, Fire. Um, $50 for whoever kills Chaos, and then it also seems like maybe $50 for whoever kills Stacks. So if they do win either of those, like if Stacks wins, none of the bounties get to be claimed. If neither of them died, the bounties don't get to be claimed. But so far, this is $150 worth of cash prizes. So $50 for the winner, $50 for the for the murderer, for the cold-blooded murderer of Stacks, and then the cold-blooded murderer of Chaos as well. But so far, yep. Oh no, it's Harakiri. I might have fucked that one up. Not Stacks, Harakiri. So $100 getting thrown from Fire right now to add to, so basically so far this game has $200 worth of $150 worth of cash prizes, which is crazy. We love you, Fire. Thank you so much for the donations. We'll make sure if Stacks and Harakiri meet their fate, we'll we'll honor whoever kills them. So thank you so much for that. We really, really, really appreciate it. Actually, it's €50. It's not $50, which, you know, not to get political, but the current climate is more than US dollars. So it's more bang for your buck than if you win the tournament. I think. I'm not savvy with these things, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. 24 out of 24. I think we're gonna let it go for another 3-ish minutes because we're gonna make sure that everybody who wants to get in gets in, because there are signups. Priority does go to. Yeah, just double checking a couple of things. Priority does go to those who are on the signups, so we're gonna wait just a little bit. Tobias asking for a slot. So Trusty, if you're listening, if not, I can try to DM you real quick. Actually, I'll just ask him in the game. Trusty, Apod is looking for a slot. Okay, So Fire is confirming it was a mistype, not for Chaos. $50, I'm sorry, €50 specifically is for both Harakiri and Stacks. Okay, so we have $50 for the winner of this current game, and then we have €50 for whoever kills Stacks, not Chaos, and then we have €50 for whoever kills Harakiri. So €100 in donations currently. So thank you so much for that. And hopefully, that contributes to some bloodshed. We love to see murder. It's our favorite thing here at Risk. And with with an extra €100 in bounties, hopefully we get to see some crazy chaos. So super excited. Looks like Trusty will be playing. Did we get a Podiopsis in here? I'm just looking real quick. Maybe we missed it. I think I'm not sure, Tobias, if your name is a Podiopsis in game. So if you aren't in at the moment, please tell me because I am not exactly sure. Can you kick again? Yes. Let me see. Oops, I can't spell. Oh, he is just kicking people. So he kicks Bruno. So sorry, Bruno, but again, the priority does go to the people who are signing up. So if you are not on the sign up sheet, there is a chance that you get kicked from this game, unfortunately. Gotcha. So we're still looking for him. If Trusty, if you could just potentially keep, kicking people who aren't signed up. Unfortunately, that just is the way it is. But we do, have to respect the sign up sheet. People do sign up early. It's just an unfortunate spot. Yeah, Trusty putting out in the game chat to reserve a slot in future tourney games. You need to sign up at our Discord link. You will possibly be kicked if you haven't reserved a slot, which is very true. That's just it. But I think a Podiopsis did. I think. So we're going to kick people for him. Again, this is 4 p.m., so I think the tournament sign-up sheets are now closed, and we're going to be going pretty soon here. If you aren't in this game, I'm going to check my DMs one more time. Doesn't look like nobody's looking to get in, so yes, you had to double on your lure. €50 for Stacks, €50 for Harakiri, and then also $50 for the winner. We got a Podiopsis in. Robert Larson saying, don't let people manipulate the lobby with donations if you play yourself. I guess that's a little true, but I will say that you can't really tell just because of the random generation of colors. They would really have to give themselves away. I don't believe I could tell you who Stacks or Harakiri were right off the bat, at least. So I don't think there's too much of an issue. And Fire, honestly, has been such an amazing supporter of the channel. And I think I might overlook it, but it's good. I think it's fine. It's not like it's going to sway too much of anything, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not going to say I'm right on the situation, but I think it'll be okay. So again, $50 for the winner, €50 for the killer of Stacks, and €50 for the killer of Harakiri. We're also doing a $50 Saturday game tomorrow, which is 6 p.m. EST, and I think that's about midnight sometime in Europe. I'm not sure. We got Euler saying, yeah, avoid the map hack version, which I think this is. I'm not sure which version is the hack map. I am ignorant of that. I do know. We'll just do a PSA real quick. There is a hack map going around. It allows, I believe, people to get gold right off the bat. We don't like that. Fuck that. We're gonna try to do our best to figure out which one it is and make sure that we're not, using that map. But there's not too much we can do. Just keep your eyes out for if it's turn one and someone's pulling out a tank, that maybe they hosted the hack map version. So what else do we got? Robert Larson saying like you can buy anything with money. It's better with drunk heckman that makes tons of donations without playing. Yeah, I guess that's true. But this is a community game. People, donate to the channel. I do understand the reservations, and maybe it's not always the healthiest thing, but we like murder. We like to see chaos. We like to see death. Unbox Analysis saying 25 to the first player that calls out chaos in chat and be right. So just to clarify, Unbox, that you're saying the person in game. So if Stacks calls out who Chaos is right off the bat, then that person gets 25 US. Ooh, game's looking pretty good. You know what? We're 403, so we probably will start soon. We did lose somebody. Yeah, we're just gonna wait until this last one's filled. I don't know if there was some things going on, but I'm pretty sure Trusty's listening at the moment. I guess that's true too. Trusty's saying calling out people in game is toxic. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I am not the keeper of all the rules. I'm going to be honest with you. I just work here. A little bit above my pay grade, so I'm not sure what is allowed and what's not. I do apologize, but um, what I do know is that once we fill up this last slot, I'm pretty sure we'll be ready to go. Arkiri's asking if Jabba the Hutt signed up. I'm not exactly sure. Somebody can help with that. He said yes, he did. Global's Adiopsis Coke. Looking for that last person. MadMartigan. Mad, I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen you in so long, and I miss you. And that's partially my fault. And we need to do more together. Just anything. Everything. Trusty saying, I think the bounties themselves are already a bit sketchy, which is very true. That is true. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But again, I just work here. I don't know. I can't stop people from donating. The Lion King doing a nice accepted list inside of the game lobby chat, which is super helpful, actually. Thank you so much. That probably helps Trusty so he doesn't have to go back and forth. So we love that from you. Thank you, Leon.
You good?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. If you're ready to go, everything's good on our end. So, yeah, thank you so much for hosting.
Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck.
Oh, someone left. I was about to hit it.
No. 2 people left. 1 people in?
Crashing.
Hard to tell, but we filled up immediately. Not sure who left. Give me exactly 5 seconds just to
pause
on. Yeah, I don't have a Nash names, but hopefully that goes well. Okay, yep, I'm good now.
Figure out that no one DC'd that was waiting.
Yeah. But they were. Oh, wait, who DC'd? You said.
I mean, people are dropping. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think there are more newer players that are the ones that are dropping.
Ben left.
Oh, Ben. That's a surprise, actually, because he knows. Well, I don't think anybody's DM'd me real quick, so I think that's going to be it for our. Oh, we do have.
We'll send it, I guess. All right. Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck. Have fun. And we're off. $50 for the winner. 50 euros for whoever kills Harakiri, and 50 euros for whoever kills, I believe, Stacks. Euler saying power of the strangest thing is that your casting results in so many donations. Yeah, I don't think that's a me thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that just happens to be whoever does it first. It just kind of happens. And I just happen to be here when it did. Oh, zoom in. Fuck, I think I might have fucked that up. I'm sorry, so sorry. But I think this is a good view. Gray having a great spawn immediately. Austria, Hungary, and then the ability to push it into Germany bottom base. So that's going to be great for him. One man's all across the board. Middle Europe always looking like this when you got some skilled players. So people doing their one mans, people just going across the map. Israel being taken by Wheat. Lavender looking to 4-man, 3-man Jordan. Might be detrimental to his health, but looking like Blue gets Arc, and Cole is starting with 2 bases. No, just, yeah, 2 bases up here. He only does 1 gold, so not sure where else he might be expanding. Teal from Switzerland into Germany. Gray with the hold, because, I mean, obviously I would do this too. He might get a 3 close bases, which is going to be great for him. Those spawns alone are going to be massive and huge. Lebanon being taken up by Wheat, possibly. Syria with a hold back on Brown from DG. Lavender does get Jordan here. Lots going on. What do we got? Gray, again, yeah, 10 income. This is a great start for Gray. We got to keep an eye on this. He does push immediately from Germany. Again, this is exactly what I would do too. Pushes into Poland. We might see a huge change, a huge number boost for Gray. Pink at 8 income. I think he just, oh yeah, he got Karelia, and I'm not sure what else. Going into Finland right now. Actually, that would just be a lot of eights. A lot of eights. DG end up gets the middle somehow. Missed this. I think he had that one base in Bosnia and then just 4-golded into it. He got this top base from red somehow as well. Macedonia being taken by light blue. He's just going to all in here, but Albania has some units from maroon, which could be a little bit dicey for him in the future here. Egypt being done, Libya being done by Emerald at the moment. Africa always looking like a terrible mess just at the start. It just always looks like this. Every game I cast, there's 3 people in Africa. But Spain looking pretty healthy from an expansion of orange. She's going into France at the moment, southern Italy. Maroon's looking like he's going to have a rough game at the moment. Ray, with that 18 income, just barely missing this last base into Poland. But honestly, that might be better for him to stay, a little bit under the radar. We got light blue taking up, or pushing maroon out of Albania and then taking up into Greece, but DG is defending this last base. It's going to be a little bit hard for DG taking up this early war. So, early at the start. Light blue asking for Greece, which I might even take. Mint 2 bases up in the north here. Radiant, the first one out. I didn't see too much what happened, but I'm pretty sure he got caught in Turkey against wheat. Green pulling up through. Wow, so Cole in North Russia, Serbia, and Novaya at the moment, getting a little pushy in South Russia, which I kind of think that's a little strange for me, because you have a lot of enemies near you. You have brown, you have red, you have blue, you have pink. So fighting here could be a little bit sketchy. Still, lots going on in the map. Gray at 30 income at the end of this third turn. That's great, especially for a tournament game. Peach getting up all of Greenland. England being taken by yellow at the moment. We doing a decent expansion on Turkey. The coal and green fight still going on. It does look like green is probably going to lose this fight. He's not going to have enough in the gas tank, and coal is going to overwhelm him. That's going to be a super unfortunate loss for green there. We do see Lavender getting kicked out of Algeria. He does a small little dive bomb in Navy. Navy takes up the brunt of this force. Red's kind of smiling at the moment. Northern Italy being taken in by the massive orange at the moment. Adam has read a book saying this is not Poo Monkey. This is true. This is very true. I am not Sir Poo Monkey, but we had to pull up in the B team. Unfortunately, Redbeard couldn't make it, Poo Monkey couldn't make it, so we pulled from the roster, and my name got pulled. So I'm here to you today, hosting this $50 tournament game. Euler saying, crazy how quickly the map gets filled with these many players. Almost nowhere to go if you fail to start, which is super true. If you don't have that great start, this is what happens to you immediately. Things just go south super quickly, and it does look like this fight is going to be a good one from blue. Both have roars, a little bit of backline, mostly healers from blue at the moment. And I think he's playing this pretty smart. He's backing up, making sure this tower damage is doing most of the work for him. He doesn't have too much gold, and he might lose his top base with 30 seconds left on the clock. He's not going to have enough to defend. He does try to split his troops, so it does look like Violet might be able to take this, especially if it that was dicey. Violet doing a decent attack. Both these players are playing decent. Yeah, this was a little bit tragic, and I think that's going to be the end of blue in central Russia. He does a pullback, and Violet's going to be able to expand rather nicely there. Gray's still sitting up at 36 income. And just healthy. Man's looking clean. Man's looking extremely healthy and ready to go. We got Mint struggling a little bit with Belgium, Normandy, and Ireland. Looking to... I'm not sure what he's doing. He's got boats running around, but he's not exactly sure what he wants at this point. Gray, man's healthy. Pops out 4 rare roars. Kind of questionable. But we have a bunch of mortars to start cutting down some of these trees. We also do have Emerald pushing into light blue from the south position. And it looks like this might have been a last-ditch effort. I think Maroon was getting eaten by Orange, and Navy saw the writing on the wall, saw that he was left, so maybe this is his last effort. Maroon calling in for join us, Red, please. And I agree with this. You really got to... And maybe Lavender joins in on this, too? Are we going to see a 4v1 on Orange? This is really their only hope. They're not going to be able to do much if they don't band together right now. So I support this. It sucks the team, but sometimes you got to root for the underdog, and it looks like this alliance is going to be going pretty early and pretty strong. Oh no, Navy actually just gets wiped out from Lavender. That's man, I had some hopes. But Red, it does take Spain. It does look like Maroon's going to get into Portugal, and let's see how this goes. Lavender still going into Corsica. Looks like Central was taken up all by Violet. Gray cleaning up the middle of Europe currently. And then, yeah, Cole looking pretty healthy. Again, I thought this was questionable, but he was able to kick red out of Volga, and he was also pretty much able to kick green out of this entire area. Light blue just holding on to his position. I'm sorry, Emerald holding on to his position. Dark green trying to make an escape into Albania for there. And France, Spain, Italy all seems to be absolutely collapsing as Orange is struggling to fight the 4, maybe even 5v1. I don't even know what's happening. All I know is that Maroon, Red, Lavender, and Navy are all in a fight. I think Navy's trying to hit Lavender. Lavender's hitting Orange. Red and Maroon are also hitting Orange. So this is a bit of a fuckfest. Red being the MVP of this fight, by the way. He seems to be having a good surround. He's got some SS fire. This might be a little bit rough for him. We're not sure. We have 9 gold from Red and 12 gold from Orange. So yeah, this is a good retreat at the moment. Maybe some of your friends can help you in. And we do get the cut here. Navy's not going to have enough money. I'm sorry, Orange isn't going to have enough money here to do much of a defense in France. So, and yeah, 2 tower damage right off the bat. This is going to be rough for him as well. Orange is just looks like he's going to be struggling, and I can't blame him at the moment. Portugal might be under attack by Mint at the moment, which Maroon's definitely not going to have enough money to deal with an SS at the moment. He has 2 transport ships, so he's probably going to run away. He is spawning, though. Yeah, I think he sees the writing on the wall and ends up backing up. He still has a base in southern Italy. Dark green, just running. He did fight Gray up in the middle here. Gray kind of just stomped over with his large army, and he's just looking for a home, looking for peace. And it does look like Orange is getting eaten up from all sides, taking a little bit of damage, maybe too much damage from Navy at the moment. It does take that base. Lavender doing a decent surround, and wondering what we do have a Mint and Red piece at the moment. Cole looking to get Brown out of this game. Brown, I think, only having Moscow at the moment. Wheat pushing into Lavender. Yeah, this is fair. You don't need to be here. Looks like Emerald is finishing up light blue. This was a very slow push, but the rest of the map is pretty busy at the moment. Pretty busy at the moment with Orange specifically. So you have some time to really clean up and take the slow fight, take beneficial fights here from your enemy light blue. Big fight here from Brown, but isn't going to have enough gold, I don't think, to defend this. Though he does do the proper defense. He falls back a little bit, gets as much of a surround that he can do. But again, this overwhelming force from Cole is going to see some negative negative KD, and that's not your fault. That's just the way the cookie crumbles there. 37 income from Pink, looking pretty massive, but behind Gray at 44 income. Lots of tomfuckery happening in the south still. Surprised to see this. We have Mint chasing down Maroon. Maroon somehow got Catalonia and had Sardinia. Orange still has an SS surviving with D1 port. And we're seeing a crazy amount of action happening on this map. It does look like Pink's going to go into Yellow, start cleaning him up. Yellow running for his life and taking the top base from Cole. Peach still kind of small in Greenland. What is he at? 19 income. Orange making a play for against Lavender. I'm not sure. I missed this, and I apologize. I don't know. I'm assuming he came from Netherlands, but why Violet is in France, how he lost Central, I'm confused. I miss things, and I need answers to these questions. Oh gosh. Euler saying looking forward to how the rest of the game reacts to the unchecked Central Power expansion. Very true. I mean, Gray is strong, and he's got 32 deaths. Pink's not too far behind him, but Gray has been bigger income for longer periods of time. Light blue trying to poke and prod into Violet at the moment, which I don't hate this. Actually, I mean, he has the gold, but to be honest, you see this happening in France, you start to think maybe he doesn't have the gold to do anything about this. It does look oh, I forgot, actually. That's my fault. Emerald's fighting light blue. Nope, that's probably not going to happen. Lavender getting kicked out from whatever was happening in the south. Still bad things happening for a lot of people here. Navy getting pushed in by Wheat. Wheat having a decent amount of gold. I don't know if Navy's going to be able to defend against this. Actually, I'm fairly certain he's not going to be. Red kind of sits into Spain and takes what Africa spoils that he could. I'm sorry, no, he had Africa to begin with. Mint taking the spoils that he could against Maroon. They do a shaky little piece, and it does look like Maroon's pretty much knocked out of the map. I don't see any position where Maroon is. Oh, I see the boat. It's going past Turkey. Yellow running from Pink at the moment. Still a lot of pumper names in the lobby. A lot of SS just got shit out from Wheat there. DG's with a lot of transport ships all full. Emerald's still doing a very, very slow push into light blue, which could be beneficial for him, but only time will tell. Teal looking kind of just seems to be relaxing in Switzerland, which I don't hate. He's he's got a little home. No one's fighting him at the moment. Wheat struggling a little bit against Navy. Navy doing a decent defense here. I think well, he does have a negative KD, but again, this is just going to be an overwhelming force. 3 SS and a Dream is just not. There is no Dream. It's just death here. Peach and Yellow with SS and transports in the south. The south has been a high point of contention early this game here. Bulgaria, yeah. Harakiri, oh, Jesus Christ. Harakiri getting knocked out. Super Murloc getting knocked out. 2 great players pretty early, to be honest with you. Even Radiant, Peanut, solid player. All good players getting kind of knocked out early. So, Light Blue, we're about to see the death of Light Blue as well. Peach dropping on Malta as well as Yellow. I have no idea. Maybe Peach is trying to... Yeah, Peach is gunning down Yellow at the moment. Yellow is doing everything that he can to hold on to this base. The SS advantage is a little bit helpful. He might... I think... Oh, Potiopsis! No! Light Blue being a Potiopsis. GG. Good player. I mean, honestly, 3 good players knocked out of 4 good players. Summit as Navy. I mean, the South has just been a shit show. Let's be honest here. It's still small. Peach is over here. Mint was over here. Orange, violet, dark green, yellow, wheat, navy, lavender. Maybe I don't even know if I got them all, but that's how many colors were in this small square of the map. And people like pink and gray have just been sitting nice and clean in the north. Harakiri saying Mint wanted to kill me super hard for some reason. Yeah, Mint did kind of just dive bomb India there. I think he just didn't wanted to keep you alive. But I understand that. Once you make an enemy of somebody, it's kind of hard to keep them. Wow. Dark Green does the Chaos play with a lot of transport ships, gets the SS kill from Peach. Peach really only in here to kill Yellow, didn't kill Yellow, and then turns his eye onto Dark Green. Violet say Chaos is feasting at the moment. And let's see if he gets another kill. Another SS. He does get that swap last second, and that barely made it. Honestly, that had 2 health and a Dream. Before that, could have... Oh my gosh, that just could have been extremely, extremely dicey there. This is the Chaos Special. This is exactly what he does. This is what he's born for. He has little transport drops, and it's effective against people. He has a little bit of gold, too. Honestly... Yeah, Apadios is saying my call on DG is correct, it being Chaos. Leon King saying 50-50 is E. So again, yeah, I mean, a lot of craziness. A lot of just absolute madness happening in the south here. Transports being loaded up. Orange finding stability in the south here, even though he did fight like half the people here. Mint coming in with transport ships and a boat. Peach saying I might leave. The game's about to crash for him. Oh no, that's not too fun. But, you know, it does look like he's going to try to get some more kills off on these boats here. It does look like Wheat's gearing up for something. Not exactly sure. Map's starting to settle down after 14 minutes. We do have a decent amount of people alive for 14 minutes. Sometimes these games, 14 minutes is, and there's only 6 people left sometimes. So, love to see the amount of players. Pink coming in from the north with a massive fleet. Well, massive for this early game. And I'm sure he still has money in the bank. And we see Peach doing another push into the, well, I assume has to be Chaos. Chaos dropping in a bunch of... Sorry, Unboxing Austin, how do you know when a game's about to crash? You know, maybe stutter stepping? I'm not exactly sure, but I would assume that's probably what it is. And Peach is claiming that that's what's happening to him. Yellow pushing into Mint in Sardinia. I think Peach had this one base. Wheat having a large presence in the south at the moment. It looks like the Cold War is happening in for the most of the map, and it does seem like the majority of fighting is standing in this hellhole right here. Fire mentioning that when you lose your SS, yeah, some bad things are happening to Peach at the moment. MadMartigan saying, did we find Chaos? And it looks like Pink is just ready to murder Dark Green with this massive SS fleet. This seems a little uncalled for, but it does seem to be what's happening at the moment. Dark Green trying to flee the best he can, and Pink fleeing. I'm sorry, following. It does look like Violet lets him pretty much go. Red I totally didn't see this. I was so focused on this, I was not paying attention to the Spain fight. It does look like Red's going to be able to clean this up if Violet doesn't spawn some more reinforcements. Red with a solid army, some healers, maybe a few too many roars, but actually good for dispel. And Violet does not have the army to fight this. This would be a huge investment. He's going to have to double, maybe even triple the amount of troops here. And this is the investment. We have, goddamn, to the races. We have Violet pulling out 7 tanks in total with some order support behind them. Mint dropping on DG at the moment. Violet's move here being a little bit questionable. He is just chilling in Moldova, Ukraine. I'm not sure why he's over here. It does look like Teal is fighting for his life against Gray. Glad we got to witness this little battle here. Gray has a decent surround, and Mint, I mean, Red's going to be just in trouble here. There's not going to be much he can do. There's just too many tanks, and he didn't really have a good start. He only had 2 countries until he got Spain. We have Harakiri saying, anyone know the Saksu ult? It's not Jabba Hut, obviously. Not sure if Saksu's in here. I actually have no idea, to be honest with you, but, you know, we're ready for anything. We pushing into a wounded Orange with 3 SS, and I'm not sure what Orange's plan is here, but he's not going to be able to defend against this Wheat. Wheat's been kind of chilling for a little bit too long here. Lots of movement in the north. DG trying to get Hunt down. Peach bringing his SS back up north. And Wheat kind of just feeding off them at the moment. Yeah, full retreat. Wolverine being tealed. No, we love Wolverine. Wolverine is the best. Huge sponsor of the channel. Unfortunate. You had a little home in Switzerland. He didn't honor this Switzerland agreement, which is super sad. We do have Red pulling back completely from Morocco, which I do believe is a smart idea. Yellow just taking anything that he can at the moment. Running down Catalonia. Maybe, I mean, I think Emerald took Malta from Yellow. Maybe he's just trying to find a home at the moment. Gray's army seems to be moving. He does kind of just eat up DG as he can. And then Wheat, yeah, basically taking out every remnant of Orange left besides this SS. The SS are on the run, but this is a strong SS fleet. I'm not sure if it's here to kill Orange. It might be. I just want to check. Yeah, and it does look like he is just looking for the feed at that point. Violet looking pretty strong and pretty split at the moment. We have some questionable alliances that aren't really alliances happening at the moment. We have Emerald and Wheat in the south who have been pretty passive to one another. They had an early peace. And Pink. Oh, Fire being Orange. I actually did not expect that. Fire. Yeah, that was crazy. I even mentioned it earlier. You just have really terrible luck, to be honest with you. You were pretty big in Spain, France, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 6 people jumped on you. So I don't know what it is, but you and Bambucha had the same eerie luck of just, or bad luck of just everyone and teaming you last minute. We have Emerald looking to take out Yellow at the moment, which it does look like he's probably going to be able to do. I'm pretty sure Yellow ran from Peach in the first place, so if the South doesn't want you, then I don't think anybody's going to want you. Chaos still alive. 2 nights in a dream. Probably no gold. Looking for anybody to help him, but I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to take him in. There's not going to be any place that he can really run. Yellow's looking to get knocked out of here really early. Or not really early, just with his SS. It's just unfortunate. I thought that was it for him, but he does have a transport ship. We did lose probably another transport ship over here. Harakiri saying, I almost killed Fire. I don't know who killed Harakiri. I actually forget. Harakiri, you're going to have to mention it to me, because whoever does gets 50 euros. And I did not see... It was Mint. It was Mint, I think. So we do have a 50-bit bounty on the board that has been claimed. And then we have another 50 euro bounty that still needs to be claimed. And again, we have the 50 US dollar to whoever wins the tournament in general. So again, Friday, which is today, 50 US dollars for the winner. And then tomorrow, Saturday, again, 50 US dollars to whoever wins that tournament as well. Fire saying, saying, I'm so happy you died. Lots of SS. I don't know what Pink's plan is over here. Mint trying to gun down Dark Green. Mint with 2 SS and a lot of B ships, so a little surprising from this. DG just doing anything, but this is almost barely enough to take a base. If he's not smart here, it could end up being catastrophic for him. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And he sits alone, hugging a tree, but Violet sees it and starts running his way towards GG, and this will be the end. Yeah, I think if you take like 2 more shots from a tower, you're not going to be able to take a one-man, and it's not going to matter here as he plays and dances with you. That's funny. Chaos #1 world. I'm assuming that's the reveal. This would be Chaos. We did see almost full killed SS from Chaos, but we only managed to get one off of Peach there, I believe. Transports and SS. Again, another Cold War happening as the map settles down. A lot of the people were gunned down there in the streets in cold blood murder. A lot of people were just taken off. Chaos being finally defeated just gets timered out. GG Chaos. Immediately STFU'd, by the way. Fire saying exactly, I attacked you. I didn't attack 4 players. That is kind of how it happened there. You just kind of got absolutely overrun by a lot of small people really quickly. Gray being massive, Pink being massive, and then Wheat being a little bit behind the both. 3 of the biggest players at the moment. And Pink is looking a little healthy. Gray, obviously #1, obviously super healthy, but being in the Central Europe, Jesus, there's a lot of bad things that can happen to you here really quickly. Gray calling out that it's been too quiet on the Western Front. I do think that's going to change. It does look like Pink, Peach, and Mint all have a decent alliance, and it could be here to challenge the Southern Alliance. Wolverine mentioning that Gray did push in and killed the good Swiss boy, which is true. I love you, Wolverine. You're the best. Unbox saying, did Fire call out Chaos first? I'm not sure. Podiops is saying it was him. So, Mint dropping down here, thinking that Red is weak, and that might not be true. Mint has a lot of money in his ships at the moment, so this could look a little... I think Red could defend here. As long as Wheat doesn't interrupt, I think Red has a decent chance of holding this whole front. Red has a great backline, minimal, what are these called? Riflemans, a lot of mortars, a lot of healers here. So as long as Red micros pretty well, this is going to be a solid hold here. We have Sax Gray, a call out saying that Sax is Gray. And then we have a thank you for this live performance. It's such a pleasure. Next time I hope I'll do better. Well, I'm not sure who you are in game, Napoleon, but we love to have people, anyone and everyone, to please come and join these tournament games. They're super fun and super, super chaotic. Unbox with the $5. Please pause the game and teach Gray how to spell quiet. The man doubled down and said it twice. You know what? I'm illiterate, so I can't even. English is my first language, and I still probably couldn't spell it if you wanted me to. So I can't force anybody. Got Podiops saying that he called out who Chaos was from the start. Oh, Super Murloc. Yeah, honestly, yeah, super great player you are. I see you often just around in tournament games and just pub lobbies, and yeah, I would agree that sometimes these early games and tournament games, like this early starts, just don't go your way, and it's a lot harder to recover in a tournament game. But so I would say that you're a solid player, to say the least. Peter Wolverine or Peter Meyer saying I can't spell for nothing, and I am the same. You would think that, I would have learned, but no, definitely not. Red doing some good little bits of damage here, only at 7 income versus Mint's 11 with 2 SS. So obviously Mint has the stronger position, and it's going to be near impossible for Red to kick Mint out of this completely, I think. But he's doing a great job keeping his guys back a little bit. Again, he's spreading out his front troops, and these SS aren't doing as much damage. He does do a pullback. Mint trying to do a little bit of a drop here. And yeah, everything's super quiet. I'm not sure. Yeah, he doesn't get this base here. Red still has a little bit of gold left. Mint having a decent amount of gold left. And I think everybody's scared. I'll be honest with you. Pink, pretty big. Gray, pretty big. I think that's causing people not to really move because they're kind of afraid that they might, get backdoored or anything else. And does Red see this at the moment? I think he's just trying to bait this base. But if Mint does pick it, no, he does have enough units here. He is just Red's kind of cracked. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Because sometimes what people don't always do is you kind of bait the base, right? Like you make it seem like it's a little bit weaker so you can get a couple more extra kills there. And I think that's what Red's doing because he obviously had the gold to defend there, and he didn't. A little bit crazy. I thought he only had 30 gold left, and then he had 60 gold. That was a little. I probably just missed it. Maybe I was clicking on somebody else, but still a decent amount of gold in the bank. 10 income. Oh, he just got the. Yeah, he just hit this base last minute for Morocco. So yeah, that might have done it. Tobias or Apodiopsis doing the updated names. Thank you so much for that. So currently we still have in the lobby the Leon King, Nopes, At the Slab, Stacks, Globals, Cocofied, Faker, Zay, Trusty, and Mono, which is a good lobby to say the least. Karakir saying sad times when I die early, games kind of boring. Yeah, people do. I think people are scared. Mint backing off completely. They do probably an unsuccessful or a shaky piece at best. And now we're waiting. 27 minutes in, people sitting around the 200 kill markers, and I think people are just hoarding their golds like little dragons. That's what we see out of these EU games. You know, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying we don't see these out of the NA games. NA games are just complete brawlers. All right, we're not afraid to throw hands. People like Stacks. I'm sorry, Stacks. I just said Stacks because he was right here. But people like Notes, I am awesome. Tap the Slab. We're throwing hands out there. All right. Kev the Redbeard. We're just fucking 24/7 hands. But these Europeans, man, they're chilling. We're just here. We're taking a little bit of a nap, and we're hoarding our gold. Actually, the gold amounts are starting to get disgusting for 27 minutes in, especially for the two top players. Cole saying, "Can we stop capitalizing Stacks like he's important?" That's sad. We love you, Stacks. But that's just natural risk banter. We have Bambucha saying, "Yeah, NA just teams 30 income guys with 6 people and sit after." Look, I I can't even deny it, Bambucha. From your perspective, it probably does seem like that. But I would throw Bambucha. I don't know why, but every game you play, you just get teamed, and I have zero idea why it happens to you. So I think you're a bad person to say that because I think you just are unlucky with a lot of the things that happen to you. King Leo says he probably would whoever plays the most like a rat. Um, Maybe. Actually, I don't know Leo's gameplay too much, to be honest with you. Robert Larson saying there's less teaming. I'm not sure if he means for NA or EU games. And Harakiri saying less fun. Hey, we like the brawlers. We do. And it does look like Mint is looking to brawl. This is some real Cold War coming out from Red. And I have to agree. I don't know. Again, from my perspective, Emerald, Wheat, one alliance. Maybe. Coal, Blue, maybe an alliance. Pink, Mint, Peach, definitely alliance. And then it does look like Violet, Gray, and Red are sort of a wild card. Red's kind of been struggling. He's been fighting a lot. At this point, he's fought Orange, Fire, and then Violet, and now Mint. So a lot of gold has been invested into his wars, and he's not really been big. And Pambucha saying definitely Diplo mistakes. Maybe. Seeing your gameplay, Pambucha, I don't think your Diplo mistakes are like I don't think they're anything too drastic. So I don't think it's warranted some of the teaming that happens to you. But we do see 2 tanks, a lot of healers, mortars, and just a decent lineup coming in from Mint. So this is going to be the big one. This is really going to be the make or break. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen now.
A player's forces are under attack.
And here we go. Here's the drop. And Red doing a great defense here. Definitely a good player. He's holding back. He's gonna do as much damage as he can with these mortars and artillery. This is the time where artillery kind of shines. We are seeing a shift as Mint's kind of like toying around with him. Not sure where he wants to drop yet. Red's getting the line split a little bit. And then here we go. Lots of mortars in the field. Would have loved to see some of the riflemen drop first, or maybe the tanks, because they are going to take a little bit too much unnecessary damage. Actually, a lot of these being in the front are tragic. None of them seem to have died yet, but got a little sketchy. He does get the base, which, yeah, you start spawning from that immediately, and you get all these in here. I don't know if he has the gold to really do much. But yeah, this is honestly what I would do too. I'm the observer. I know how much gold these people have, so I think Red's gonna win it. But if I wasn't, aware, I think I would have done exactly what Mint did as well. Because I see these tanks, I see that he's got a lot of gold, and yeah, I would have thought the same thing. But unfortunately, it doesn't go his way. These tanks are gonna get absolutely obliterated. He is spawning here, and whew, whew, we're losing a lot here. We're losing a lot, and then we do the full retreat back, and I totally understand. This is going to be a forever war, and we're not sure how it's going to end. But yeah, he does position his SS a little bit better now. Comes from both sides. Going to maybe lose a roar here. That's 4 gold that you don't need to lose. He does back it up, and he backs it up and packs it up, unsure to see what happens next. Some boats moving around a little bit, shifting up. They're all filled. Does look like is going to attack Emerald. I love you, Wheat. I know you had an alliance, and I know this is probably going to hurt you in the long run, but as somebody who's just doing something, I love this. Thank you so much. Emerald, not exactly sure. Oh man, he just missed all of this. I saw him type last minute there, and yeah, he's going to lose a bunch of SS here. Yeah, he's pulling them out. He loses 1 B ship, 1 SS for sure, and then he does commit to the SS fleet. That hesitation, though, might be enough for him to lose this battle. It does look like Wheat does get a solid jump off on this on the. Oh my gosh, so many SS coming in now. I want to look at both. Red pushing in from the left, losing maybe 1 too many men. Lines thinning on both sides as these two. Yeah, this is the time to do as much damage as you can while these SS are split a little bit. You are out SS, I believe. It looks pretty similar, actually, to be honest with you. But when when this is so similar, you don't want to do this little surround here. You're taking, too much damage from all directions, and I think we just saw a B-ship die, maybe another one dying pretty soon. Emerald struggling at the moment, taking way too much damage in his retreat. Yeah, this surround here was a little bit unhealthy for him, and it does look like Wheat's going to do a great push. Does the nice surround, maybe even does a drop, which is going to help. Gets another SS, 1 more SS too. That's that's super rough. Emerald not really losing much. Barely even loses 1 SS in this whole fight, and Emerald, I think, is on his 4th now with that one being lost. It does look like Mint does a full retreat. They're fighting in Turkey. They're fighting in Malta. Maybe loses 1 SS, but again, Emerald, some great. That's what you want to do. You don't want to pull back too much. Yeah, so much dancing happened there that it took so long for him to kill this 1 SS that, I mean, the amount of damage here that happened was way too much. Napoleon saying, is there a second stream after this one? No, not today, but tomorrow we are doing another $50 game. That one's going to be 2 hours later than this one was set. So for the NA game, or for the NA players, that's going to be 6 p.m. EST, and then for the Euro players, I think that's around midnight your guys' time, which is kind of unfortunate, but that one is our NA game specific. We seeming to do kind of a crushing victory, overwhelmingly positive as Emerald goes 308. 100. Yeah, and he does the FF. He just leaves the game cocofied with a little bit of a rough one there. Wheat actually just played super well though. He had the drop. Gray taking up as much land. This is the first movement that we've seen from Gray in a long time. So he's not AFK. He is here. He's just biding his time at 46 income. Gonna snatch Albania, Macedonia, and maybe even Greece, which I think I'd be a little bit pissed about. Pink doing the full retreat here. He was kind of just chilling there. Gray just saying, I'll take Albania, which, maybe Wheat's okay with that or not. Hard to tell. He says sure. And then he cleans up the rest. Great plays from Wheat. Great drop on Malta. Did exactly what you're supposed to do. He had a roar here. Pretty sure he had a roar here. He had a drop ship in Sardinia that pushed a base from Emerald. He pushed in from Turkey. And then he also was pushing Egypt or Libya, I believe, as well, all at the same time. So while Emerald was kind of scrambling a little bit, we kind of capitalized on that. Fun, but I don't Fubnum. That's hard for me to say for some reason. Throwing some shade a little bit at Emerald, but yeah, it's true. His SS was a little bit rough there. But again, we did exactly what you were supposed to do. Overwhelm your enemy, hit from multiple places all at once, and try to make sure that while he's scrambling, you're kind of controlling the situation, and that's the best way to do it. Even if you're losing some things, like maybe if we dove into Bulgaria and all this area, he might not have been paying attention, but the most important fight. Oh my gosh.
Players' forces are under attack.
Oh no. No, I love Red though. Please, he's playing so well. Oh, so many tanks jumping down in here. I think if I was Wheat, I would purely just try to save Red. And I only say that because right now your biggest threat is Pink with all these SS. Unless Gray, he does have a port now. Gray having that port really does make Wheat's life a little bit more terrible. Trying to beat mid score. Pink role playing a little bit, doing some Diplo against Red, maybe trying to make this a little bit more of a laughable moment, but I'm just a little bit sad for Red because he played super well. This is his 4th, maybe even his 5th person he's fought. And I want to see somebody come to Red's aids. I really, really do. He's struggling a little bit, and it totally makes sense. They're just not going to be able to do anything, honestly. Wheat saying that he's not going to team him. Red seeing the writing on the wall. This is my doom. Red with a good KD, 400 out of 300. Good KD specifically because he was struggling. He does even almost get a kill on this tank. It's going to get away because with that swap, but he killed something big here, it looked like. Red just doing everything that he can and playing well. I mean, still, this is 50 income, a lot of tanks. A lot of people would buckle immediately, and he's doing what he has to do. Great defense, great backline. Artillery in the back, mortars in the back. He's making sure that his units aren't getting stuck. His knights are up front. Now he's pulling them back. This is great micro from Red. And it's just so sad that this is going to be the way that he goes out. A lot of knights coming in from the north push. Getting stuck here on the top, though, so it might be doing onesie twosies as they come in, which might be enough for Red to stall just a little bit longer. If I'm seeing this from across the board, I'm seeing Pink is a little bit like struggling, just to kill this 7 income. So I think that was a tank dead from Pink, which is crazy. And Red's doing everything he can. A great defense. He does another pullback from Pink. I don't think Pink wants to invest too much on this fight. But the more that you don't invest, the longer this fight becomes, and the more weak that you look. So it's almost catch-22. Another roar almost dead here. 2 roars dead at the same time. And wow, Red's just amazing. Red's great. We love Red. Knights dying from both players. He's doing a good job trying to micro some of his knights in the backfield, but still some of them going at it. And these roars staying alive. Some of these tanks being really close from death. He's microing his tanks as he's pushing them back. I would not be surprised if this wasn't a great player. Another tank, but he does swap it out. Gosh, I want Red to live. Oh, I need this in my life. Yeah, Robert Larson saying NA game's getting a bit late to watch. That's very true. We're going to try to up the time a little bit, but unfortunately that's just the time that works a little bit best for us. 4 tanks super hurt at the moment, and then 5 or 6 tanks really hurt from Pink as well, and this is going to be the doom of Red. But honestly, an amazing, amazing defense from Red. Somebody says purpose helping. I didn't even see this. Maybe? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Yeah, Pubnub saying Red not like this, and I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. No, and Wheat's gonna end his life. But Red, no, I love you. You were so good. You played so well. Positive, more than 100 positive. But, well, I mean, that's gonna end because all these tanks are about to die. And you didn't deserve this. You were so good. Violet pushing in, and you know what? I take everything I said about Violet back. That crazy Spain-France play. We're here. We're gonna farm Pink. Fuck Pink. All right. Mono's a good player, and he demonstrated it there. He genuinely demonstrated how solid of a player he can really be. He played fantastically. Violet is, I think, gonna underestimate the amount of SS that Pink is going to be able to shit out of his arsenal here. Peach dropping in on, oh no, and the next victim is going to be Violet. Peach dropping in. Cole in Finland. Oh, we love to see this. He did get the knight push here, and it's not going to be anything that he can really do, I think. I think Pink's going to let that north thing go. Yeah, Peach just pushing straight into Portugal, which is just not what you want to see. Violet, what is this? The age-old question, I guess, or I don't know. This happens to everyone. You think someone's got a little bit less gold than they do, and unfortunately, they come back with a million SS to come hammer you out. And I think this is exactly what you want to see out of Pink. He made the smart decision. He did not defend a lot of this northern bases, which I don't think he needs to, right? He's got allies in the north, so maybe they even take up the front, but you really want to focus on this SS. And if I'm other people on the map, yeah, I'm surprised more people aren't trying to deal with this mint pink peach alliance. It does look like Violet was killing his own ship there for a moment. Maybe didn't see it. He's struggling here. Not doing terrible micro. It's just, yeah, when you really SS is about having, you know, the most. And then a little bit micro, but yeah, he's not going to have really anything to do against this massive fleet. Arcury saying, well played, Mono, and I agree. Yeah, Mono just played fantastically. Cole sniping a lot of these bases extremely quickly. Oh my gosh, Violet even cut Norway, which is incredible considering what's happening. So he had the APM for that. And yeah, we are looking at the decimation of Violet's fleet at the moment. I think the second that Pink had a lot of SS here, I think I would have tried to get out of here any way possible. Maybe either go to the north and maybe looks for Sanctuary in Karelia. But yeah, it does look like we have the decimation of Violet's fleet. He's currently 300 out of 700 Pink, just absolutely farming. Going to be 1,000 in a brief moment here with a few more SS here to die too as well. Gray calling Cole an opportunist, which is a little bit surprising considering that Violet got absolutely teamed and destroyed there. Nub saying Mono was Spanish for ape. Today he wasn't though. No, today he was an absolute champion. Oh come on, you didn't. If this roar was to kill Violet's SS, that's a little bit overkill, and I'm a little bit sad by that. Wheat now killing 2 of Pink's victims, and feeding off the extra SS. Peach pushing in Netherlands, and Violet still has a home. Oh, he doesn't see this, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Because this is just a rough one. You probably were too busy. And Cole? I'm sorry, Gray. We have rats! We have rats everywhere. That's what this fucking game is. Holy hell. I mean, I get it. I do get it. But holy shit, there's so much ratitude happening right now. Gray pushing into Ukraine, Romania, after Violet is absolutely spent fighting the top, or one of the biggest players on the map in SS. And this is going to fall on deaf ears, I'm pretty sure. Gray coming in from every direction that he can. Gray saying, I'm going to take this land. And yeah, and then we pushing into Crimea. Wow, this is heartbreaking. But Blue, we love Blue. You know what? We love Blue. Blue's out here. He's going to throw hands against the biggest person who's been sitting for 22 years. In a questionable manner, but, you know, he's at least out here. A little bit of a surround. We would like to see more backline. We don't like to see these riflemen get stuck behind each other too much. We'd like to see these maybe a little bit less riflemen and a little bit more mortars. This is going to be a decent surround from Gray. Violet's still having a little bit gold to defend here, but unless someone else kind of joins into this, I don't think it's going to be enough. Cole dropping in, but this is going to be bad timing, I think, because you did steal a lot of land in the north. So I think Cole's going to be in for a rude awakening when Pink kind of comes up to the north and steals a little bit more of his land back. Napoleon saying Red deserves the Nobel War Prize for what he did in Algeria. That's true. If there was one, I would give it to Red because he actually was an absolute pumper. Honorary winner in my mind. Cole dropping off with a lot of tanks here, which I could go in his favor maybe? Yeah, I don't know. This is, yeah, as soon as you start seeing this artillery and other stuff, bad things are starting to happen. Violet taking a questionable defense. I think it's slowly going into his favor. Blue struggling a little bit. All 3 players struggling against Cole, but we do start to see pushbacks. Cole, yeah, here's Peach, and yeah, this isn't great. Pink going into Norway, Sweden, and Peach going to be right behind him as well. I think if I'm Wheat, I take all of this Pink land, and then I start to hit Peach next. Maybe not. Hard to tell, but yeah, it does look like we have a tank transport ready to retreat. Blue getting absolutely decimated here along with Violet. Tanks dying. Mortar. Great backline from Gray at the moment. Gray's just going to be able to feast here. Gray winning on 3 fronts, says Fubnub, which is true. He did kind of put Cole into his place. He beat Wheat at his own game. I'm sorry, beat Violet. Wheat kind of going into the north and pushing into Blue? We don't like this.
Players'
At least I don't
forces
like
are under
this.
attack.
If we, oh no, maybe he's just, yeah. Oh, he's high. Okay, I see, I see. He's just making sure that Violet doesn't get away here, which is crazy. Violet or Wheat seems to be a huge opportunist at the moment, just killing anybody that he can for the last bits of kills to hide the fact that he hasn't really struggled much in this game yet. Woo! Robert Larson saying that we did very well. That's true. He is positioning himself in the right way. Harakiri giving a well played for mono. And then I am none saying is Stacks trolling or playing for win? Hard to tell. I mean Stacks, yeah, no, Stacks, everyone seems to be playing for the win at the moment. Give a little quick overview of what's happening in the north. It does look like Cole did a full pullback. His tanks did survive. Mint hitting Novaya. We just trying to kill any remnant of Violet at the moment. Blue saying we can always go back to pre-war relations, you know. And yeah, this is super rough. I think if Cole was going to be able to help, then maybe this fight would have been a little bit, you know, in their favor. But Cole kind of got stuck at the port here, and then he got pushed immediately by both Peach and Pink there. So that's a little bit rough all across the board. Star Drifter saying, "Are there no plans for the to fix the problem for us to see gold?" I think that's intentional. I don't know for sure. Notes being Violet. Oh no, Notes, an NA player. We love to see you. You absolutely were brawling on a budget there against Pink. GGG, Notes. And it does look like Blue's gonna follow you pretty soon into the afterlife. Apodiopsis with the names real quick saying the Leon King, Tap the Slap, Stacks, Globals, Faker, Zate, and Trusty. I forgot Trusty was here, by the way. I said in the beginning of the game, I love Trusty. He's the fucking best. He wins a lot of he wins a lot of tournament games, and then he also was the winner of the S tier tournament that we did not too long ago. So Gray feeding up on all of these artilleries, which is just devastating. Because I mean, this is a lot of money. Gray's 1,200, you know, to 900 at almost at the moment, or roll 13 to 9, gonna be soon. And man, there is just the alliances just fell apart. The blue, violet, Cole alliance, it's kind of versus the peach, pink alliance for Cole, and then Gray just doing everything he could and playing super well against blue and violet there. Blue looking for a home in Georgia. Or hey, Ukraine is free now. Yeah, I mean, we have big players. We have Pink, Gray, and Wheat, but honestly, all three of them really were on the backcoats of. I mean, their success was based off of a lot of trickery. I guess that would be the word. Because Wheat was pieced with Emerald at the moment and kind of dropped onto this base, got a lot of good kills. Great push there. Pink pushed into red and then got jumped by Notes in the, I'm not even sure what the C is called, but Catalonia versus Sardinia, and Pink ended up taking that with his massive SS fleet. So all three players were able to get a lot of land for not too much of an investment. Maybe Gray had the biggest investment in deaths, but the other two are sitting pretty, and it does look like Blue's about to just be the last. Zate. Oh gosh, Zate, I think that was one of your first tournament games, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, I love your performance here. I love that you dive bombed into a big player. I think it would have been the right decision if Cole didn't get dive bombed backed by both Peach and Pink. I think you guys could have had a really good alliance there, but unfortunately, just the way the cookie crumbles there. We have Euler saying it is fixed internal build, just haven't released it. So it was a bug, just to piggyback on what Star Drifter was saying, that we currently can't see gold. So it is a bug that is fixed, that isn't released. So right now we have the Leon King, Tap the Slap, Globals, Stacks, Faker, and Trusty for this $50 US game. Woo! We're excited. We're absolutely excited. There was 2 other bounties, 50 euros for the Killer of Harakiri, which I think went to Mint, and then 50 euros for the Killer of Stacks, which hasn't been claimed, as Stacks is still in the game. More Cold Wars happening, 138, and overtimes in 10 minutes. A lot of people kind of just chilling. Cole probably the person who has the most enemies. which is basically Gray, Peach, and Pink are not friends with Cole at the moment. Wheat also not really having a strong friendship with anybody. In fact, Wheat has now been sort of the soft killer of 3 players at the end of their lives. He killed Mono in Algeria. I'm sorry, in Tunisia. He killed Lou slash Zayt in Jordan, and then he also basically put a nail in the coffin on Notes, who was trying to escape from Ukraine. So Wheat kind of being the small man's murderer. He's out here with a lot of gold, a lot of SS, and a decent amount of kills. A lot of them came from the Emerald fight in Malta. We'd had that good push and was able to capitalize on a lot of quick kills. Mint also hating Novaya. I'm sorry, Cole, over a dispute in Novaya apparently. And yeah, it's very, very strange. Maybe Mint's just trying to prove to the Western Brotherhood that he's part of the alliance. So some Diplo going on. Cole just trying to probably just diffuse the tensions a little bit. As again, he's fought pretty much everybody on this board except Wheat at this point. Gray looking pretty healthy at 63 income with a decent amount of gold in the bank. But again, he is in the middle. A lot of these trees aren't cut, which could be something that bites him in the back later. Bites him in the butt later, I should say. Yeah, Zayt saying, yeah, I thought maybe I had a chance to expand finally because I couldn't go anywhere all the game. Big Pink and Gray next to me. Yeah, and I get that, man. Like, you did not have a path forward, really, once you got stuck in Russia. And sometimes that's just how it happens. And then he finishes off by saying, but I guess if I would sit longer, I would get eaten at some point by anyone anyways. Yeah, no, I think the play was a good one. I think the reason why it didn't work was just Violet was a little bit too out of gold, and then Peach and Pink pushed into Cole as well in Netherlands, Sweden. I'm sorry, Sweden, Norway, and Finland. So I don't hate what you did at all. I think it was the right play, especially with all the information that you had. I think a big part of it was that Gray has just been kind of the biggest person. I mean, he had the biggest start. He had 10 income at the start, and then he just got bigger every second of the game, and he didn't have to really fight anything until that moment. I'm missing a little bit of the Diplo. I'm just gonna align with Gray. Is this C Alliance gonna team me slowly? Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, we have Peach. I actually think that Cole's probably a really strong player, and I think he can mop the floor with Peach alone. But I don't think he's going to be able to really do much if all 3 players join in. I do foresee. I don't think I would give this up. I think I would say fuck it, and I would start fighting, because this just means that Pink's Pirates are going to be fighting, and then more on the board just has to happen. So hopefully Cole doesn't get teamed from that prospect. I don't know what his relationship with Cole, if that would hold up. But I'm a little petty. And by a little, I mean I'm really fucking petty. So I think I would have held this until my dying breath. Zayt saying, yeah, he had a great start. He had like 30 income after 2 minutes. Yeah, very true. He just was huge. He had a great start. Basically was, I think, 1 base in Hungary, 1 base in Austria, and then 1 south base in Germany. So for turn 1, he was able to get Slovakia, Hungary, Austria, and then turn 2, he got Germany, Czech, and just barely didn't get Poland. So again, yeah, there wasn't going to be much you could do there. So, but I do appreciate the actual push that you did, because I just love death and murder and combat. So we'd love to see you out here. Hope to see you again. And you should confirm. I'm not sure. I think that was your first game that you ever came to for a tournament game. I just wanted to confirm that, because you did super well. You got farther than most people do in their games. So can't be any complaints there. Peach just giving Portugal up. Someone is having fun STFUing, which is true. Apodiopsis, Super Murloc, and Zayt all STFU'd at the moment. And here we are. Zayt confirming that it is his first game. Said, I just started Risk a few weeks ago. Very fun. I will definitely join more tournaments in the future. Yeah, we love to have you. Great, especially for somebody who, is newer to this community. You did really well. I'll be honest with you. We've definitely seen some good things happen out of you there, and I love to see you in more games. We do have the ones every Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be another $50 game. 6 EST, and I think that's midnight Europe. We have today's game, obviously every Friday we do. Today is going to be a 50 US dollar game for whoever wins this one. Usually it's 25. And just to let everyone know, next Saturday, so not this Saturday, next Saturday is going to be a $100 US game. So if you want to try to duke it out, any NA players out there trying to, prove that they're the strongest, next Saturday, 100 US dollars. So big prize pools coming from all of us. Again, we have $50 for today, $50 for tomorrow, $25 for next Friday, and then $100 for next Saturday. So a lot of prizes if you want to come out here and have fun with us. And now we wait. Now we're chilling. 55 minutes in, 63 for the top income, or 4 minutes from the 60-minute timer. And we're seeing a low kill count for 60 minutes, which might be a little bit sad in the late game. I think by now, sometimes we have a little bit around like the 3,000, 4,000 kills, usually double what we have now. And that makes the late game a little bit more exciting just because of the pure amount of gold bonus that's being thrown out. So again, gold bonus, every 200 kills you get a certain amount of gold based off how many kills you currently have. So yeah, when you're sitting at 1,000, 1,300, 1,400 kills, I'm not sure what that is directly. I think maybe 15-ish gold every 200 kills. But yeah, it's not usually something that'll help you out in the future. Peach dropping up a bunch of tanks, maybe for Cole. We're gonna see Peach gonna be the one who lights off the powder keg. It's a possibility, and maybe he's going to fight Wheat. Pink with the roar and a bunch of SS. Wheat getting ready with all of his transports. Yeah, Wheat's born ready. He's been sitting here for a while preparing for this Normandy invasion. And I think, yeah, this is going to be weird. I think the second that Peach and Pink go into Wheat, Gray and Cole are going to throw bodies into any land that they can get. So this is going to be a little bit weird. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. We do lose a little bit of a base here, and one transport, 2 transports. Peach I like this. I take these. Yeah, I thought this was going to be for Wheat. I love that it's for Gray. Fuck yeah, Peach. I mean, honestly, we're here for blood. Gray responds with a large amount of tanks. This isn't the best fight that Peach is going to ever experience, but I'm just here for blood. I'll be honest with you. I love that you did this. Cole might kind of push into the north. You might lose a few lands. SS coming into the south as Wheat gets prepared for an absolute dump truck of a fleet coming through. And yeah, Wheat kind of begging for a little bit of help because he knows what's going to come as Pink comes running in with a massive amount of SS. But I do think Wheat is big enough, he's been large enough, and he's been sitting long enough, and has no death. I think he's going to be fine. He's asking for help, but there's just no need for help. Again, this isn't like a real push. It does look like he's going into Gray. And even if Peach takes all this land, I mean, Pink was going to take it with the superior SS numbers anyway, so it's not like you're going to be able to hold it too well. But we're ready. A lot of SS going to be dumping in here soon. Everyone has a shit ton of gold. Even the smaller people have a lot of gold. Let me look at Pink's gold real quick. And we start to see the tank battles. Peach not doing the greatest push here, as we see that Gray's got a lot of artillery and specifically mortars, and especially they're all roared. He is going to lose 2 roars here. It's always best to keep your roars a little bit backwards just to make sure that they stay alive. I do it too, though. I always have them in the front. But here we see this is a decent martial rush. This is actually exactly when you want to see it, but maybe not against the tanks. I think I would like to see it against the artillery, and maybe to see more. Peach swapping them out starts to get those mortars going, which is exactly what you need in this position. We do see an almost dead tank from Gray, but not quite there. I don't think either player has lost a tank yet, but it does look like Peach might be the first. And Peach does a little bit of a backup to try to get to safety. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit rough. Peach does have the gold. I think I would spend it here. I think I would keep these two bases, keep these bases, and keep funneling in here and doing as much damage as possible. Did I call it a Marshal? Actually, I don't even know what the fuck it's called. I actually forgot. Whatever the 5 gold one that comes from the port that I don't remember the name of for some reason. Lieutenant? No. I don't remember. But a lot of SS coming in here, and they're just shitting them out. This is an incredible amount of SS. Both of them are about to be roared. Pink a little bit in every direction, but it good. That's a lot of SS that Wheat currently doesn't have into this fight. I don't even know who has more, but Pink's SS are really jumbled up here. There's a lot of damage that's not being done. 1 SS dead for him, 1 SS dead for Pink. The surround seems to be in Wheat's advantage at the moment, especially because Pink was not able to get a lot of damage done. A lot of his SS were scrambled, and Wheat was able to get a larger line. So it does look like Wheat is winning this fight currently, and it does look like both are doing a decent job microing their SS. Pink might be a little bit in trouble, but it's hard to tell. These huge SS battles are kind of hard to see what's going on. A lot of people losing SS. Wheat and Pink full spending on SS at the moment. Gray sitting happily as he battles against Peach, and I think it's just absolutely winning here. Wheat getting a lot more damage off in... Oh man, there's so many SS here that aren't doing any damage. It does look like Wheat is slowly winning this fight, and Pink is going to back up slowly but surely. And then, as long as Wheat can save a lot of his SS here, this will be a resounding victory for Wheat. And yeah, Pink's struggling a little bit. He is on the back foot. Pink did a little bit one too many land battles, as well as these... so much of Pink's SS just weren't able to get into the fight sooner. Pink's starting to bring his weak SS to the front lines, which is going to do well for the moment, but again, yeah, as soon as Wheat reinforces this, it's going to be rough all across the board for Pink. Peach struggling against Gray at the moment with an absolute onslaught. I have not been paying attention. It does look like Peach is maybe going bar for bar against what Cole's putting out. Peach doesn't have the SS. I'm sorry, Peach doesn't have the borders really to defend against this, as the artillery from Gray is absolutely powerful and gonna be too much. Let's see if Wheat gets a couple more kills. There's some dodging happening, and Pink, I think I would chase this to the end of the earth. I mean, Gray's busy right now against Peach. Like, your SS superiority would be permanent if you were able to kill as many of these as possible. Adam has read the book saying major. Yeah, that's probably what they are. Majors for the units that come out of the ports. Yeah, Robert Larson saying that Pink should have realized a little bit sooner, and I agree. Although even I was a little bit confused. I just hard to tell sometimes, and I totally can see that when you're locked in there, you're just not sure sometimes how the battle's going. But I do think that he definitely stuck it too long. He did have the... It seemed like the SS advantage at first, and maybe even the positioning advantage, but he kind of bunched up too much of his SS in Algeria, and a lot of them were not doing the damage they needed to be doing. So Gray sitting pretty happy at 63 income still, but it's going to be a little bit more as he takes France at the end of this 40 seconds. And a lot of tanks. I mean, he's got a lot of money, a lot of tanks, and a lot of enemies. Ooh, Wheat looking pretty happy, pretty proud. Gonna do a southern campaign against Algeria. I missed this part. I think I would have liked to see Algeria get pushed in a little bit. You had these tanks, you had a little bit of a ground advantage here. It might have helped a little bit to be able to push this while fighting in the other areas, or that SS fight. Fubnub saying, I've never seen such a big 1v1 fleet battle. We literally spent all he had on SS. Really nice. Yeah, it's true. He kind of spent every bit of gold that he had. Oh, he still's got gold actually. That's kind of crazy. I think the big factor was that Pink had some deaths in some of the fights that he did have, whereas Wheat really kind of just ate Emerald at the beginning of the game. So there wasn't going to be much that he could do. I think Wheat probably always had the advantage there. And yeah, Pink. I don't know, maybe I'd like to see maybe a full evac from Pink at the moment, just because you're going to lose this probably. Once these SS are pushed up in Algeria, they're going to get stuck anyway. So having these here, I think it's just going to be a recipe for disaster eventually. He does get the roar off. Both people are roared. Wheat doing a Maybe a little bit too many riflemen, but he's got the mortars to support. Actually pumping out mortars, which is exactly what you want to see in this situation. Especially with all the tanks here. He does move the SS over. And again, yeah, spending here I think is a little bit of a blunder. These tanks are already doomed, and as soon as these get into position, there's going to be no getting them out. So you really only have two options after that point, which is let them die or do a forever war in Algeria. Yeah, even Mint calling for the evac, but it's too late. These SS are already across the harbor, or going to the port. And yeah, these tanks are just going to be a blight on Pink's KD in a moment here, which has already suffered from his massive SS loss. Wheat doing exactly what you want to see in this situation. He cleared up the SS, he played super well, he's blocking the ports, killing a bunch of transport ships, and just eating as much as he can. Some knights coming in from Pink at the moment. I think this probably is a little bit of a better defense position just because the SS can't really get involved in this middle base. But yeah, this is just going to be all Wheat has to do is send some units from the west into the east, and it's going to look a little bit doomed for Pink. And then we see Wheat just pumping out these tanks ready to fight, and Pink responds with more knights. Again, yeah, this is what happens when you don't evac. You're just kind of stuck in this fight. Wheat pushing up north, and Wheat has the SS and, in my opinion, the micro to be able to push through this barricade or blockade and kind of take this fight. So the SS are now in full swing. Pink microing his hard SS. Wheat, yeah, I think Wheat's not going to micro his as much in this position because it's almost beneficial to just let a couple die and just shove them in here. But again, we need these to be absolutely shoved to the rim because so many of these aren't firing. If these were closer here, then all of your SS were going to be able to fight, but he didn't quite get all of his SS firing. A lot of them were too busy dancing. All of these tanks are now pretty much dead. And Pink going a little bit more even now due to the SS loss that we just inflicted, or just got dropped to. Wheat, obviously a strong player. I want to see more of him. He's doing really well. Cole saying, I learned Gray and Wheat are terrifying, which could be true. Although Gray, in my opinion, could be even more terrifying at the moment just because of the sheer amount of gold that he's kind of been able and allowed to accumulate over this game time period. Gray at 68 cities, overtime hit. It's at 131 right now, and again, every minute it goes down is another city with a win condition. We're now starting to see the kill averages go up, so Wheat at 3,300, which means I think roughly 15 gold, or no, you know what? I might have given bullshit. I forgot the numbers. I usually know them off the top of my head. But the gold bonus is slowly creeping in Wheat's favor as he starts to get more and more kills. And here we have Gray. I almost would love to see a Peach, Mint, and Cole versus Gray fight while Wheat and Pink fight, but it's hard to tell just what's the best avenue here. Maybe it's even better if Pink pieces Peach, maybe? I couldn't tell you. I don't have the, what is it called? The Nostradamus? Is that his name? Predictions today. There's just too many wild cards floating around. I can't really get a good grasp on what might happen. What I feel like might what happen is, like, for me, as Wheat, I probably would try to kill these SS. But that does leave Gray just stacking money while you're fighting. But again, Wheat doesn't really have to spend any more money against Pink. Wheat has the numbers. All he needs is a few dropships, and then that'll be it. Pink's not going to be able to defend against all of this. And you're going to negotiate with 13 income? Gray's kind of pushing buttons. What else do you do with a 13? That's true. That's true. How else do you... Everything is a negotiation, unless it's... Oof. Been a little bit of a crazy game. A little bit of sitting, but still a decent amount of action across the board. People kind of died left and right. 70 minutes in, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players still alive. 2 of them apparently being super pumpers, both Wheat and Gray doing super well. Pink saying, I don't know why Cole is so passive. I don't know if this is the right thing to say, just because Cole was trying to hit Gray earlier on, and you kind of stopped him from hitting the biggest there. Honestly, hitting Gray would have been probably better for you in the long run, but he kind of kicked him out of Norway, Sweden, and Peach kicking him out of Finland. And some negative Diplo happening from Pink or to Cole at the moment, which isn't what you need. You really need Cole as a friend in these trying times. Okay, I'll go. And yeah, I mean, what did you expect? You did negative Diplo, and now he's going to hit your ally, who Cole, I'm 90% sure, can just stomp right over. We have a couple SS coming over from Peach. He's going to try to do a defense here, and then Cole does the back and the retreat, but I don't think Peach is going to have enough money. Cole's been, yeah, kind of been stacking the cash. Peach saying mint help with Cole. And then we kind of going in, doing everything. Yeah, these drop shits are exactly what needs to happen, and I think it's okay to let some of these die. I think if you micro too much for Wheat, that's when things get a little bit dicey, but yeah, here we go. We start to see, I think that's 2, maybe 3 from Pink, 4th. I could be counting wrong, but yeah, a lot of SS deaths from Pink at the moment. A 5th, about to be a 6th, a 7th, and that's how fast a fleet goes. That's almost a full stack fleet in half of a second. He does pull a couple back. These ones look like they're going to take way too much damage by the time they retreat, and they're not actually even going to get out. So that's what, 8, 9, maybe 10. I'm not sure exactly what the count was there. Peach doing a decent defense here with 2 SS guarding the top base, doing exactly what you need. Cole now is the one who doesn't seem to have the backline in hand here. Pink holding on as a desperate defense, which, you know, with these tanks here, I think it becomes a little bit muddy to be doing this specific hold. Napoleon saying, without a serious coalition, in my experience, Wheat has already won. That could be a possibility. I do think that, I mean, Gray does have this Albania base. I mean, I don't think making an SS fleet is going to be his strong suit here, but if he was going to help, this is the time to do it. You make an SS fleet from Albania, you know that, yeah, you know that Pink's suffering. The best way to kill Pink at the moment is to kind of push him. I'm sorry, the best way to kill Wheat for Gray is to push him right now. Yeah, well, I kind of have to, right? And we might see a big push happen here. Doom saying that Pink's micro is bad. He was struggling a little bit against this Wheat push. Do we have a lot of hurt SS from Wheat? Yeah, we have a few of them. But it does look like Wheat's been doing a decent job. Cole has enough money, as long as he's smart here, he has enough money to easily defend against this. Cole's biggest issue, if he lets Siberia falls, this is going to be a massive headache, which it does not look like he's paying attention, which I do understand. You have a lot of things going on over here. You're in Finland, you're in the base in Karelia at the moment. It does look like Gray's doing a full push, lots of knights, probably too many units at once. Maybe send in the tanks first, because now Gray's going to have a little bit more unit lag, and Wheat's going to be able to recover. These units aren't going to move very far. He's going to get Greece. He might get this port, and then he will get Crimea, but you're starting to get too much unit lag. There's things clogging up the holes. He starts to see cutting down trees. Peach doing a great defense in Karelia. I don't know if pushing here is the option. And Cole, yeah, Cole doesn't see what's happening. Cole might not have the might not have the APM to really deal with this. He did have the gold. I absolutely am a full faith in he should have been able to deal with this, and I think a little bit too much of his APM was spent on the Arc base. It does look like Pink is able to get a couple SS kills, maybe helping out his KD just a little bit. Wheat getting absolutely teamed. Lots of tanks. Calls out for the peace, and I don't think that's going to happen. Cole's still having a lot of money. Yeah, and I think this is you need to spend, which is exactly what Cole did. You need to spend your money, find a good place to hold, and then deal with this as one at a time, because we know that his APM is a little bit lacking. So let's take the fights that we know we can 100% win, which I think he's doing the correct thing.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, it's going to take a little bit for Peach to kind of go in and cut the trees down that he needs to cut. I think Cole needs to spend a little bit more gold, otherwise he's going to get overwhelmed on this top base, and that could be a little bit catastrophic. He does lose Oh man, he's struggling right now. Cole is just not having quite the APM that he needs to be in this 2v1 situation. And it does look like Gray's going to just be able to throw his body into the south with all of these tanks. And this might be... Wheat does seem to be focused, hyper-focused on pink, which I probably would do too in this situation. Cole responding with a lot of tanks on this top base, which is going to make pink peach retreat. He does get a kill on the exit there, probably another one soon. And Mint just poking every little bit that he can, and then we get a decent trap here from Wheat, which is excellent. This is exactly what you want to see. Wheat slowly but surely becoming my favorite player here. He's doing a lot of correct plays. He's, trapping people. This has just been great to experience. He is kind of just letting Gray do whatever he wants, but I think this is the correct play. He does even get this bait. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Portugal is absolutely a place where SS are going to die now. It's going to be a graveyard coming from pink. Cole has a lot of tanks at the moment, still a decent amount of gold, and it does look like pink is just going to be absolutely destroyed here. We have 77 cities from Gray at the moment, and Wheat also doing the Diplo of trying to make sure that everybody knows that he is getting a little bit too big, but I think both Peach and Mint are going to run down Cole and do whatever it needs to be done. And yeah, here we are, pink struggling to hold any sort of line, and he gets the app. He just gets surrounded here, which is going to be a death for more than 2 stacks of SS, I think. And Wheat sitting happy. This is now his 3rd, maybe even his 4th fleet that he's been able to kind of num on. And this is just devastating for Peach at the moment. I'm sorry, for pink. Cole saying, I'm not going to stop until I get my land back from these villains. Yeah, if Cole and Gray kind of team up, I don't know if there's going to be anything people really can do too much, because, although Wheat's going to have the SS advantage, Gray's going to just have a lot of troops on the board. Maybe too many troops, to be honest with you. Pink losing the entire fleet here. And what are we at? Minus 800, which isn't bad, to be honest with you. Being minus almost 1,000 here, after how much sheer SS that he did lose, that's not terrible. I know, losing the SS were absolutely terrible, but it definitely could have been worse. Gray not holding on to this France base, losing a little bit of income there, and then Wheat going to basically divide and conquer here in a minute. Cole saying, do you want a pirate from Gray? Which, yeah, I think you take that. He's got a lot of tanks just chilling. And this could be a decent surround for Cole as long as he utilizes it correctly. I would even try to get as much of a surround as I can. Maybe a couple more mortars, and these tanks are pushing in from the north. And yeah, this is going to be... I'd like to see Cole pushing in more. There's a lot of empty space, and yeah, it just gives Peach the time to back out. I don't know where these tanks came from. I don't know if he made those recently, if yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but there is a little bit more fighting in Algeria happening. I'm sorry, yeah, Morocco, Algeria, and these tanks do look like it's going to be minus 100 for pink there. Peach getting pushed back a little bit, and this is exactly where Cole probably wants to find himself, holding this base here. I'm sorry, holding this little choke point, as he's now going to be able to push Peach and Mint, and Gray pushing in with 1,000,000 units. He's buying units, which I don't think is necessary. He's got enough units on the board to actually use, and it looks like the Northern Coalition did sort of make a huge blunder in making an enemy of both Cole and Gray at the same time. They did very much force it to be a Shades of Gray alliance versus everyone else, so it does look like Wheat's going to be able to recover just a little bit. He is kind of dismantling the pink lands, so I think he'll be able to decimate pink and then turn around and kind of do what he has to do against Gray. Gray going to be in a lot of chokes here in a moment, so we're going to see the metal of Gray tanks looking like they're really hurt, and he's not going to be able to get these out in time. I think we're going to see 3 or 4 tanks dead unless he does a full back out here, which I don't think he's paying attention to. I think he's maybe trying to buy a little bit more time for Cole, who seems to be struggling a little bit with this tank battle, but it does look like he's going to be winning this as he pushes both Mint and Peach at the same time. So we have a lot of high value units being thrown around, and honestly a lot of them dying. Napoleon saying, since the coalition, Gray plus Pink versus Wheat, it is the political decisions that will make the difference. The quality of the fights become less important, even negligible, which that could be very true. We have Pink actually just being run down at the moment. Wheat doing a great defense, holding the ports that he needs to be holding. Gray still seems to be pushing up into the north, but again, all these tanks. Looks like Mint's doing a okay defense here, but he is going to get surrounded, which is going to be very, yeah, he's going to have to do a full pullback here as the full might of Gray and Cole comes bearing down on the north. Pink saying Gray, you are losing if you play like this, which I don't know if that's true. I mean, yes, he's going to struggle against Wheat, and I don't know, he is fighting Wheat. It's not like he's not. But honestly, you know, him pushing into Peach at the moment is really just buying time for Cole to readjust. It's not even like he's losing a lot of gold here. I don't, maybe he is, but it didn't appear to be that way. Yeah, Peach kind of mobbing up, Mint doing a full retreat into North Russia. Some tanks kind of getting left under the radar here. And we have a big fight in France and Spain. SS coming in to support on the bottom bases here, which are going to be enough for Gray to probably back out of this situation. Wheat is just in a prime example, or prime position, and now we have Peach going into Central Russia. So I think we're going to see a little bit of a blunder here by Cole, as he is going to move a lot of his tanks into North Russia. If he doesn't pull them back now, Peach is going to be able to kind of dismantle the Cole government. Fubdub saying that Wheat's KD kind of looks like Soxer's at the moment, and it's partially because of those fleets. And yeah, I have to agree. I don't even know how many fleets he managed to eat. Gray coming in with SS as well. Pink saying that you're late to the party, and I think Pink's kind of like on his. I think Wheat's gonna make a point to do whatever he can against Pink to kill him off, which I would say is probably the correct move from Wheat specifically. Some defenses coming in from Gray. Gray still having a lot of units across all of Europe, which is kind of, that's not what you want. You want these units, this is a lot of gold that could be in France right now, or in South, or somewhere. It could be doing things right now, but it's kind of like a bad investment, because they're not, your money's not moving. Cole getting pushed now from two directions, as he, pretty much has been, to be honest with you. Peach kind of pushing in, and he has a lot of fresh tanks that aren't in this fight. And here we see Peach just kind of poking both players, poking, prodding. I don't think anybody's losing tanks at the moment. Peach does the back and does a retreat. Mint looks like he's ready for round 2. The Constantinople hold, or Istanbul, whatever it's called, being done by Gray at the moment, with a lot of tanks dying in Egypt at the moment. And rough things are happening. I'm not sure what these transports were. Maybe this was a misclick. It does look like he might be able to take these bases from Wheat at the moment. He is getting some good picks off. And it does look like this fight, man, if Wheat doesn't deal with some of this soon, I think Wheat's going to struggle a little bit more. He is kind of in a defensive position, but I think he could spread out his SS a bit more, start taking Italy, start taking some of the Middle East back just a little bit. And then you don't need this many SS to deal with this blockade. You just really need to hold and make sure that Gray doesn't really push you, and you really need to focus land. Because the more land that Gray has, obviously, the more gold he's putting into this. Which is only going to hurt you in the long run, especially as he's trying to hunt down Pink, who is seeming to survive. Both Mint and Peach still pushing into Gray. Cole still doing whatever he can. Gray losing an SS there. A lot of artillery, a lot of tanks. There's a lot of investment here, and it doesn't seem to have paid off, as now there are a lot of the high value units seem to be dead. Lots happening across the map here. Peach trying to push in both Volga, and I think you full back here. Yeah. You don't want to be stuck in here, and this is a way better defensive position than being in Volga is. Wheat kind of pushing into the UK right now, able to kind of help, kind of alleviate this. I think he might win the UK. And he is just farming in the south here. As long as he pays attention and doesn't lose this base, which it does look like he might. One healer holding the base with one knight right next to it. A lot of tanks dying. Gray struggling here. 31 at 3,200. He is negative. Wheat is +3, almost 4,000. Actually an absolute unit. Peach seems to be helping. some Diplo going across the board here, and it's just chaos. So many fights happening. All these artillery might die soon if he's not very careful, but he's also losing, or at least getting pushed in Israel, but he does seem to have a decent defense as Peach is attempting to barrel his way through into Belarus. Cole not holding up to the piece that Peach was asking for, which I don't blame him at all for this. Pink surviving by any means necessary, but doesn't quite have any of the cities that he actually needs to get a full country. Ray doing a full retreat, maybe lost a couple artillery, not exactly sure. And this, Gray's is holding. Gray's doing a decent hold, but I think it's going to be a little bit overwhelming in a moment here, especially when all these Peach tanks go marching forward. And then Cole just playing peekaboo with the Mint and Peach Alliance up north. A lot happening, and we love to see it. A lot of artillery dying here. No, so much death in such a short period of time. Gray struggling now, just 33 out of 3,800, and we at 7,300 here, looking like an absolute fucking menace. Let's be honest here. Harakiri saying that Wheat's gaslighting a little bit too much. Yeah, and I think the Gray Cole alliance is a little bit, got the blinds on, you know, the foggers on. He can't distinguish that maybe this fight isn't good for the rest of the game. Oh, and Peach doing everything that he can, maybe losing a tank here, but doesn't quite lose it. This is a better hold from Cole. If he just had some more mortars back here, yeah, we would have seen a few more deaths from the tanks, which would have been greatly beneficial. Mint starting to come in again as well. Again, more mortars. That's the theme of almost all gameplays, in my opinion. Always shit mortars out. Make sure they don't die, but just, you know, mortars are always a good thing. Roar is always a good thing, and we'd like to see more of them. So again, these people playing peekaboo, some fights happening. Ray and Wheat look to be stabilizing just a little bit. Maybe there's a piece going on there. Not quite. Harkir saying he probably wins this 100%, referring to Wheat. Harkir saying farming Gray, and then he just kills Gray's, and he's saying that Gray's done for, which is kind of, could be true. Peach trying to save Pink, and as Pink's in his last couple bases in Finland. Gray saying Wheat really wants Pink, which is true. I think he's trying to get the alliance back together to see that Wheat might be the real threat here. Cole losing some tanks in the north while trying to duel a tank battle, but Mint maybe also losing the same amount of tanks, maybe going 1-for-1. And here we go. Cole is struggling now. Honestly, with how many tanks are on this field from Cole, I would have expected way more deaths and kills, to be honest with you. I didn't think they were in the thousands. I thought they were like maybe 3, maybe even 4,000, just because of the sheer amount of tanks that I've been seeing. But, I mean, obviously, tanks have not been dying. Mint, I just think I saw him lose 2-3 tanks there. Peach just having an overwhelming amount. And then Middle East is being absolutely pushed into. Cole asking for a piece, but I don't think he's going to get it, as Wheat is the dominant player here at the moment. And yeah, I mean, this could be a good surround. Maybe one too many riflemans, maybe a couple more mortars. Yeah, we'd like to see more mortars, like to see more roars happening. But Gray just has a shit ton of units just kind of chilling. Gray struggling against Wheat. Wheat still with a phenomenal KD at 79 income. Gray at 71, overtime at 110 at the moment, and Wheat at a total of 86 cities. Yeah, this could be a decent farm as long as Gray plays this pretty well. Wheat's going to probably have to bail out of this unless he puts a huge investment up. Wheat's still having, let's see how much gold. Yeah, Wheat pretty much broke at the moment. Cole, I should have been paying a little bit more attention. Yeah, Cole doing a full retreat, just going to do anything that he can to survive. Still has a decent amount of tanks, but a lot of them are hurt at the moment. Gray pointing out that Wheat does have 8k kills, which puts him at, I think, 45 gold-ish per 200 kills. So again, every 200 kills, Wheat's getting 45 gold at this point, roughly. And I don't think anybody's really paying attention to that enough. Because that, honestly, especially with how many tanks are dying, how many units, how many high-valued units were here, that basically makes Wheat, you know, almost... maybe 110 income, maybe a turn, maybe a little less, depending on how often he gets those kills. But yeah, Very, very, very dangerous. Killing bonus is one of the things that I think people sleep on as new players. Night rush happening from Wheat. I think this is a good night rush. Maybe not enough backline from Wheat at the moment, but these knights, oh man, if they would just move, could really do a lot of damage to these mortars. Gray not having a front line here could be catastrophic, and Cole coming in from Syria at the moment, maybe to help finish in the Middle East. I'm not sure. Gray doing whatever he can to hold this base at the moment. Gonna get some good pot shots off on some of this, and sacrificing riflemen as well to get the job done. Pig saying, guys, Peach, Mint, we doing something? I don't even know what he means to, because really the person you have to fight is Wheat, which, I mean, he's going to be very dangerous very soon. Peach saying that he really wants to kill Cole, but I think by the time that, you know, Cole dies, Wheat might be a little bit too powerful. Gray not seeing all these SS that he is losing here. And, oh man, this is just so rough. We get another SS loss from both of them, and you probably could have defended this a little bit better as long as there was some hold there. But I guess I understand that you're in Germany, you're in Europe, you're in Middle East as well. Gray seeing the writing on the walls here, asking probably for help pretty soon. This is a better defense. I'd love to see some of these roared, but this could be a great farm for Gray as long as he keeps his mind on it. Peach pushing in with all of his million tanks into Cole. I think Cole is just trying to get any amount of farm that he can from Gray at the moment, but I mean, he's only got 2,000 kills, so even if he does kill all this, it's not going to be like the immaculate gold bonus that he's going to be needing. Gray doing a decent defense up on the North Germany front. Austria, Slovenia, getting a lot of tank kills, doing enough. Mint pushing into, I think, yeah, pushing into Wheat without a huge investment. Mint's been kind of broke. Most of his investment has been in tanks, and he lost a lot of tanks from what I don't see a lot saved, to be honest, from you. So yeah, this battle with Cole has been extremely costly. And Tide's turning slightly as Mint tries to do what he can. Not too much gold investment, but Gray is sort of changing the tides just slightly. But again, Wheat has a resoundingly large SS fleet. He's got SS over here. He has, you know, this SS fleet. I'm pretty sure he's got just random SS floating around. Just massive, massive fleet coming in. Cole looking to be struggling as Peach just... oh, that was pretty sure a long time ago. But yeah, Wheat holds on... I'm sorry, Cole holds on to this last base, and I mean, he's going to take so much damage even going through this. Like, he might just die to these mortars alone, to be honest with you. A lot of SS being damaged. Another one, I think Wheat's a little bit spread thin here. He is losing SS unnecessarily, and he did lose this Germany fight, which was extremely costly for him. I'm not sure if he's role-playing a little bit, because he does have the gold to defend. And he isn't quite spending everything that he could be. Maybe he's up here in the north. It's actually hard to tell. I think he might be role-playing a little bit, because I think I've seen Wheat fight a little bit better in situations that seemed a little bit worse, so. Harkiri saying, yeah, Harkiri saying, oh my god, we just throwing the game. Yeah, I think I would have liked to seen a little bit more of a defense, especially because Cole not pushing in Gray while Peach was still finishing off Cole might hurt Wheat in the long run. Again, I think he might be a little bit too busy in the north trying to handle some things that aren't super important, but that's going to be, yeah, and we see, this could be a blunder too. Peach going into Gray. Yeah, Harkiri saying he missed his chance killing Gray, which I kind of agree with, but I mean, this push into Gray from Peach could be everything that Wheat needs to turn this game around, and in all honesty, yeah, bring some SS in both of these positions. Peach pushing in from Turkey as well. Cole mentioning it and trying to get people to take notice. Gray saying it's okay. I understand. I mean, I don't understand, because we're giving the game to Wheat here if Peach doesn't kind of back off just a little bit, because Wheat's still powerful. He's got a lot of gold, a lot of SS. And, I mean, honestly, the best position here. Belarus getting a full tank push from Peach. Peach not microing as well as he probably could be. Pink calling out that wheat is 79, and yeah, Pink is trying to do his best to try to hinder the SS fleet, but there's not going to be really anything Pink can do. He's kind of stuck. He's landlocked, and there's no real way for him to get the SS. Gosh, man, Peach really tearing apart Pink, Wheat, and I don't think he realizes that he's not going to be enough. The Peach Mint Pink alliance is not going to be enough to deal with Pink. Pink's got a massive SS fleet. So yeah, I mean, this is a super questionable push from Peach. Maybe the only thing that I can think of is that maybe he thinks if he can grab all of this land quick enough and make sure Wheat doesn't get it, that the Alliance can do what the Alliance needs to do. But yeah, I don't know. If I'm Gray, I think I would just turn around Peach here and just do my last moments killing Peach.
A player's forces are under attack.
Mint finding somewhere to fight. He's in Turkey at the moment, but I think that's to kill Cole off just a little bit. And really, it's kind of just Peach. I mean, there's just this is such a weird thing for Peach. Peach also, I mean, getting his tanks decimated. Gray doing a decent push here now as he pushes from Lithuania and Latvia. I mean, a lot of these are surrounded. There's not going to be a lot. Oh my gosh. I mean, probably a dozen tanks are going to die here when this, if Gray can kind of capitalize this on a little bit more. Oh man, so many low. 2 more are going to die here. Maybe 3 here. Yeah, Peach running out of gas now as Wheat is going to run for the win. 91 cities out of 102. Peach now saying hit Wheat. Like that isn't what everybody wanted him to do. Oh my god. Oh no, Peach, what the fuck was happening? Yeah, Pink, I mean, I don't think he even knows. Like, Pink just does not have the vantage point. Mint doesn't have the position. I mean, still Cole is in this game too, so Wheat is just going to ram through this and probably going to take this in the next 2 minutes as my prediction here. Because Cole, I'm pretty sure, is broke. Yeah, Cole's absolutely broke, doesn't really have much income. And Peach probably lost just way too many tanks. Mint, I mean, I'll give credit to Mint. Mint has been doing anything that he could, but it's just not going to be enough. There's just not enough position. There's not enough surface area for Mint to kind of come across, and I think this is going to collapse sooner than later. I think this is where Peach really needs to spend every ounce of gold that he has. I think he was at 0 there for a moment. I think we kind of let this happen for Peach a little bit. We take out Gray, and maybe we defend a little bit in the north, but Wheat at 97 cities out of 101. He is starting to lose them just a little bit. I don't see a lot of forward momentum from Wheat, and I do see forward momentum from both Peach and Gray a little bit. Yeah, Gray doing a little bit better in the south. Wheat gaining those cities, 98 cities. He only really needs 100 because once the timer goes -1, he'll be set. Mint still fighting off Cole, struggling. Maybe he gets a nice tank kill here. Peach not really doing enough. Needs to be taking every city that he possibly can. 60 seconds left on the clock. 99 cities for Wheat. Teetering at 100. Every city lost here is going to be a win for Wheat. And 9 seconds left to go. He needs to take this. He does see this. This is going to be just enough to stop. He does the last minute night charge. And oh my god, Wheat gets it, I think. Does he get it? I don't know. Oh my god, he didn't get it. 98 cities out of 100. Honestly, I thought if he just hit 100, he would have been fine. But fuck me. That was almost it. And I think this is where the tides might shift back a little bit into the Alliance. I think Wheat is just going to have too many fronts to be pushing on. Wheat losing a lot of SS here to these tanks. I think I've seen 2, probably 3. Gray says he's holding, which might not be true in a moment, especially this top bases. We have Peach spending a shit ton of money in Knights trying to push up. I think Wheat needs to just do a little bit of a reconsolidate, but Peach going to let a lot of these Knights die if he's not careful. This is going to be a little bit of a wasted gold potential, and Wheat might be able to capitalize it. And Cole kind of coming back against Mint, and that's partially due because Mint's money is dying over here in Constantinople, Istanbul. I don't know. Whew, so much. And Wheat pulls it off. I wasn't even... Oh my god, 99 cities, and he held on to it. Holy shit. Holy shit. GG to Wheat. That was incredibly well played. I mean, those are solid names. Stab the Slap, Stacks, Globals, and Leon. I mean, those are decent names. Faker pulling off the win there. I mean, just play after play, he did the correct thing. Faker winning the $50 US Friday, I'm sorry, EU Friday game. Oh man, yeah, tap the slap a little bit of a blunder there, just pushing into Gray. They really didn't have the money, or at least Gray didn't have the money to push Weed after Pink kind of push all his tanks in. Faker saying Faker 2 or Soxer 2, and honestly, he played super well. I am no one saying Power One is returning tomorrow EU time. I believe it's midnight. I will double check and I'll post it into the sign up sheets so that you can see, but I think it's roughly midnight for most EU. Yeah, Robert Larson mentioning that Mint and Cole having like a bloodbath at the end there, and I think honestly Trusty, who I forgot to mention, Trusty was kind of pushing Mint back there. He was playing super well. But yeah, I mean, just a quick recap on Wheat there. He had that alliance with Emerald, but eventually had the jump on Emerald, killed the SS fleet. He killed kind of every small player. He finished off Mono. He finished off Notes. He finished off, I think, Light Blue or one other player. I don't remember who it was. He then pushed into Pink and kind of decimated Global's fleet. So that was a few fleets by that point that Faker had kind of eaten, and he just had a great KD ever since. All it took was really to finish off Pink, which he did. He let Gray kind of take the lands in Turkey. He really much, or he very much just kind of let Gray do his own thing until Gray was allowed. I'm sorry, until Faker had the APM to kind of deal with Gray, which was after killing Pink in the UK. So wow, I mean a crazy, crazy game from Faker. GG to you. Again, this was a $50 game, and then a $50 bounty was given to whoever killed Harakiri, which I think was the Leon King, but I'm not sure. So we're going to check that one out. Real quick, though, tomorrow, Saturday's game, 6 p.m. EST. I believe that's around midnight for Europe. That one's also going to be a $50 US game. So please, if you just want another shot at $50, we're doing that one tomorrow. And then next Saturday, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday is going to be a $100 NA game. So again, 6 p.m. EST next Saturday, $100, and then tomorrow, again Saturday, $50. So show up, turn out. It's going to be a great game, and a lot of prize pools coming from the Risk community at the moment. So, whew, GG Faker. You played phenomenally. It was a great game out of you, and GG everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow.